As usual, Queensland had the honour of staging the first two legs of the Australasian Grand Circuit, starting with the $100,000 Queensland Pacing Championship at Parkland's Paceway on the Gold Coast in October 1999. The controversial passing lane proved a winner for the Darren Hancock-trained Kyema kid, providing his 62-year-old reinsman Richard Hancock with his third Grand Circuit victory after winning a Tasmanian Pacing Championship behind Lyell and an Australian Pacing Championship with Jick Adios. Hancock gave Kyema Kid the run of the race behind the favourite Whitecliffe Whistler, and the gelding responded gamely with a sparkling finish along the sprint lane to win by a long neck, rating 157.8, capping a remarkable rise through the classes for the former Riverina-trained 8-year-old.
30.8, first cut of the last smile, and it's Whitecliffe Whistler coming in for the bell. He's holding all the aces for the time being, but Benefactor's going to get up nice and close. Duck's hustling him hard to try and get outside of him. Kyema Kid, meanwhile, tucked in behind the speed. He's travelling third. 1-1 now, Slug of Gin, but in a pocket as Brabham goes up 3 wide to 5th. He's racing solo. Northern Brewer 6th the inside. Trailing now 3 wide, Quantum Low Bell in a good spot. Safe and Sounds cluttered up in traffic. Out to 4th last, then came Grand Montana, and well out of it, travelling down the back straight was Kiwi John. They head to by the 600 metres in the next quarter in 30.5. 61.3 the half, Whitecliffe Whistler. He's trying to lead from barrier to box. He's a length in front. Benefactor has him well within his sights. Kyema Kid needs a run. Then came Brabham, followed at the head of the others by Slug of Gin. There's no run for him, and then came Northern Brewer, and the others headed by Quantum Low Bell. 29 seconds off the back. Whitecliffe Whistler, he's got them off the bit. Benefactor's under pressure. Kyema Kid's waiting for a run. Then came Brabham. Slug of Gin gets into the clear, and wider Quantum Low Bell. Connolly goes for home on Whitecliffe Whistler. Kyema Kid along the open stretches, cutting down the margin, and here's Slug of Gin. Whitecliffe Whistler in front. Kyema Kid grabs him and got the money. Kyema Kid won from Whitecliffe Whistler. Northern Brewer zooming home. Slug of Gin and Safe and Sound weren't far away.
3 days later, history was made when the $50,000 Kilmore Pacing Cup was conducted for the first time on a Sunday. The country feature produced a hometown victory when Colbruce emerged victorious for trainer-driver Noel Shin, continuing a family tradition in the prestigious Provincial Cup. It was the 6th time in the 37-year history of the Kilmore Cup that a member of the famous Shin family had trained or driven the winner. Colbruce virtually led throughout, rating 22.8 for the gruelling 3,038-metre event, to equal the race record set by the incomparable Popular Arm when he won his second Kilmore Cup from a 35-metre handicap in 1982.
At the rear, lead time in 1:51.3. They're about to work off the back with 1,200 left to travel, and Colbruce is the leader in the RV Night Kilmore Cup. It's a sulky's length to Kia Fella. Master Abba back third, the outside 10 metres off the lead. Fourth, the inside Luke of Earl. In 5th spot, High Finance. Then Sheffield Mark, Country Duke. Motorbell easing out 3 deep. Tracking him into the race now was Troublesome Fella. Then Zayuganov Lees. Vakabenahi getting up along the inside as High Finance peels out around Master Abba to make a run. Then Champagne Soaky, Sky Strike, Troublesome Fellow second last, and at the rear Slide by the runs are coming. There's trouble. Zoganov Lee's gallop there back midfield. Troublesome Fellow found itself out 4 deep out of the straight. 29.5 for the first quarter, 30.4 the second split, and Colbruce leads into the back, nearing the 600 by a length on Kia Fella. Under some pressure, third High Finance. Then came Luke of Earl, the inside of Country Duke. Sheffield Mark leaves the rails. Back a Benny, he goes through. Troublesome Fella makes his run. He's 4 deep around Motorbell. Then Zayuganov leads. Slide by Sky Strike, Master Abba gone, and Champagne Soaky went past him. Off the back straight in 30.5. And Colbruce the leader. Kia Fella second. Then Luke of Earl. Wide out Troublesome Fella. Colbruce leads round the turn in the cup. Kia Fella second. Luke of Earl was third. Then Troublesome Fella. In the straight though. Colbruce 3 metres. Kia Fella peels off his back. Back a Benahi flying. Luke of Earl wider. Colbruce in front. Colbruce clear. Luke of Earl's flying late. Colbruce in front. He'll make amends on last year. Colbruce and Noel Shin win the cup. Colbruce first. Luke of Earl's run second. Kia Fella third.
There were some hard luck stories after the Queensland Pacing Championship, setting the scene for a terrific rematch when all but one of the QPC field clashed in the $125,000 Australian Pacing Championship over the longer journey of 2,647 metres at Albion Park at the end of October. The Grand Circuit event produced an epic finish when the John Justice trained and driven Safe and Sound led throughout to win by a long head from Slug of Gin, with QPC winner Kyema a distant third, almost 18 metres from the winner. Safe and Sound rated 157 for the distance trip, slicing 0.2 of a second from the track record set by Jack Morris in the 1993 Inter-Dominion final, and was timed over his final mile in 155.8, with the last 800 metres in 56.8 seconds. The third fastest time in the world for a race run in that staying distance range, only Courage Under Fire's 156.5 victory in the Australian Derby at Moonee Valley and Desperate Comments win in a heat of the 1995 Inter-Dominion at Addington rated better.
Last of all, they round the home corner with 1,200 metres left to pace. First quarter of the last mile, 30 seconds. Justice is running at a genuine speed and Wycliffe Whistler's keeping him honest. The pace is on. Safe and Sound's in front. Here comes the bell, a half in front. Wycliffe Whistler second. He's worked devilishly hard. Bonnie Willow third in behind the speed. Northern Brewer fourth and Burns on Franco Lotsmore. He's the first to make a move in the race and he charges up 3 wide after these leaders. Between runners, Northern Brewer, Captain Rufus, 6 the pegs. Brabham trailing 3 wide at the right time. Then Grand Montana, followed by at the head of the others, Slug of Gin with a job to do. And then Kiwi John, Quantum Lobel. And last of all, Kyema Kid. The next car section was carved out in 29 seconds. It's a 59 half. Safe and Sound's endeavouring to lead all of the way. He's got them off the bit all right. Wycliffe Whistler broke, went back through the field and disrupted it. Safe and Sound is off and gone. 2 in front. Here comes Brabham. He's looming strongly. And then Bonnie Willow. Franco Lotsmore gone. Slug of Gin is still running on and Captain Rufus was held up. A third quarter of 28 and 6. Safe and Sound. He's going as well as anything. 2 in front. Slug of Gin is going to emerge as the danger because Brabham can't go on. Safe and Sound hence for the run of the judge in front. Here's the ex-Yankee Slug of Gin. He's making a race of it. A real race of it. Slug of Gin went to Safe and Sound who kicks. They drive to the line. Safe and Sound. You've got it. Safe and Sound ahead Slug of Gin. What a finish. Third, not sure. Captain Rufus, Brabham and Kyema Kid there.
The Grand Circuit spotlight then switched across the Tasman Sea to the South Island of New Zealand for the famous New Zealand Cup Carnival at the spacious 1,200-metre Addington Circuit in Christchurch. With the defection of Christian Cullen and Courage Under Fire through injury, the Barry Purdon trained and driven Holmes DG was installed favourite. After working to the lead mid-race, Holmes DG looked to have the cup within his grasp until Homin unleashed a dazzling last 200-metre sprint to win by a nose. Owned and trained by 66-year-old retired veterinary surgeon Brian Macy, Homin's victory could not have been more impressive as he gave Holmes DG a 2-length start and a narrow but emphatic beating. His 28-year-old driver Todd Mitchell played a huge role in the win, parking Homin outside the leader before surrendering for the 1-1 trail behind the strongly fancied Bogan Fella in the middle stages.
In the trail, Kate's first, Homin fourth, Undercover Lover fifth, the inner, then All Our Fella followed by Richie, Happy Asset slide by Agua Caliente and 2 lengths away to Zagana Fleece. They race into the back now and approach the 800 metres. It's Holmes DG, a length and a quarter clear. Bogan Fella outside it. Kate's first trails. Homin fourth, the outside, but nicely positioned. Undercover Lover hasn't done anything except for the first 200 metres and is tucked away 50 inside of All Our Fella. Richie was next, followed then by Happy Asset, slide by, and Aqua Caliente and Zagana Fleas. The half was 62.7, but Holmes DG now ups the tempo round the far side, 400 metres to go. Holmes DG, Bogan Fella, Kate's first. Undercover Lover waiting for a run. Next to it, Homin followed by All Our Fella coming wide, Agua Caliente. They're in the straight. It's Holmes DG getting to the 200 metres. Room for Kate's first to get through. Bogan Fella, Homin wider at Agua Caliente. Holmes DG in front. Holmes DG in the cup. Homin coming in. Holmes DG. Homin the outside of Holmes DG. It's a photo. There's nothing in it at all. Bogan Fella third, All Our Fella, Happy Asset. Then Kate's First Undercover Lover.
Homin Host was scratched from the Air New Zealand free-for-all 3 days later after losing a shoe and half ripping off another shoe on his way to winning the New Zealand Cup. With Homin Host out of contention, Lyell emerged as the main challenger to Holmes DG in the $100,000 Group 1 event after coming with a barnstorming late run to win on Cup Day. Holmes DG avenged his narrow New Zealand Cup defeat and snared a miracle mile berth when he finished all over the top of his 8 rivals to win, rating 159.6 for the mobile 2,000 metres, with the last 800 metres in 58.7 seconds and the final quarter in 27.3. The $62,220 winner's cheque advanced his stake earnings to $931,208, the result of 19 wins and 9 seconds from 34 starts.
Into the back they travel now, and all our fella just trying to ease the pace and trying to outsprint them probably over the last 800. All our fella, the leader, Mark Jones, has taken a grip of it. Zagano Fleece is not going to attack. Happy Assets in the trail, and Anthony Budd looking around, wanting a bit more speed at this stage. Round the outsiders, Holmes DG, it's beautifully placed. It's followed then on the inside by Happy Asset, at least by over the inside, Holly Go Lightly. Yule Star's making a bit of a burst around the outside then. Behind it, Bogan, Fella and Slide by the half, 61-1, but they'll be tramping from here. Down the side they come. All our fella, the leader, a length and a half clear. Zagano Fleece, Happy Asset tucked away. Holmes DG starting to surge and wide around on the track to Yule Star, then Bogan Fella, followed by Holly Go Lightly and Slide by. They head for home, and it's all our fella, Zagano Fleece, and here's Holmes DG down the outside, and Yule Star's coming with it. Holmes DG has gone to the front. Yule Star trying to chop it down, but Holmes DG, the heartache is over. Down to the post it goes. It's out by 2 lengths. Yule Star followed in by all our fella. Then Zagano Fleece, Bogan Fella, Happy Assets.
The expected clash between recognised star Mountain Gold and the up-and-comer Lyell Creek in the $100,000 Dominion Trotting Handicap at Addington in mid-November failed to eventuate when Mountain Gold broke in running. Unbeaten on the first 2 days of the New Zealand Cup Carnival, Mountain Gold was handicapped on 10 metres, but broke with 2,400 metres to travel, losing at least another 30 metres. Lyell Creek, the 6-year-old Royden Glen gelding, affectionately dubbed Creek the Freak, really had no right lining up in that Group 1 event, which is the New Zealand Cup for trotters, as he lacked experience in the big league, but someone forgot to tell the horse. With only 11 starts under his belt for 9 wins, Lyell Creek, driven by Anthony Budd, found the lead easily and ground his rivals into submission, running his last mile in 2:1.8 to win by 2 1/4 lengths.
From the leader, Lyell Creek adds a bit more pressure here coming down the straight, so he lengthens out as he gets to the winning post. The lead time 2:12.5, and Kippity's ranged up outside him. Solar Fire's trapped out 3 wide around Africa. Sundowner Bay on the trail. After those, Miss Whiplash in the centre. Then we've got Africa, and over the outside, Mountain Gold getting up and around Deirdre's Pride. Andrew Ayres on its inner. They were followed by Little Rock, Sundon's Way and Globetrotter. The quarter in 31.5, 900 metres to go. And Lyell Creek, the leader. Lyell Creek travelling along sweetly enough at the 800 metres. Kippity's about a length and a half away, can't stay outside his wheel. Then Sundowner Bay, here's Mountain Gold coming. Round the outside, Barry Purdon lets him loose, and the big fella ranges up 3 wide. Anthony Budd had a cautious look over his shoulder and adds more speed to the race at the 600. Mountain Gold's out 3 wide round Kippity, Sundowner Bay. In behind them, Miss Whiplash. It's followed the outside then by Africa, and further out Sundon's Way getting onto the back of Mountain Gold to get the cart forward. Globetrotter coming wider. Then Deirdre's Pride, Andrew Ware, Little Rock, and dropping away Solar Fire. They're heading for home. Lyell Creek leads the Copeland's Bakeries Dominion Handicap field for home. Just over 200 to go. Out wider Sundowner Bay. Mountain Gold can't finish it off. Miss Whiplash is running on. Andrew Ware gets a run up on the inside, and Sundon's Way. But Lyell Creek, he's the toast of them all. And Lyell Creek continues his picket fence of winning runs with an impressive victory. Sundowner Bay second. In third, Andrew Ware, Miss Whiplash, Sundon's Way, Little Rock.
In work for only 6 weeks and having her first start since July 24, outstanding mare Tailamade Lombo raced her way into her second Miracle Mile, with her second consecutive Ladyship Mile victory at Harold Park on November 19. A prohibitive 2-1 on favourite, Chris Alford took Tailamade Lombo straight to the front from barrier 3, and despite being tested in the middle stages by New Zealand mare Undercover Lover, Tailamade Lombo proved far superior to her rivals. Tailamade Lombo sprinted home the last 800 metres in 57.9, with the last quarter in 28.6, to beat Sorrento Star and Undercover Lover, rating 156.9.
They went 29.9 that quarter, 60.3 the first half. In the Ladyship Mile, and the leader is Tailamade Lombo by a metre on Undercover Lover. Both mares chasing a Miracle Mile berth, as is Clicklight third. Then Valiant Heart on the outside, followed by Dallas Sally tapped up. Then Sorrento Star, Amanda Woodward, Reggae Miss, Bonnie Willow and Sugar Shots gone to the pegs. They reached the 400 and put the third behind them in 29.2. Tailamade Lombo a metre on Undercover Lover under pressure. Clicklight couldn't keep Tailamade Lombo's back. The leader's travelling. 3 wide, Sorrento Stars coming on now. Valiant Heart can't match the fellow Victorian. Then came Dallas Sally on the turn. Tailamade Lombo got away from Undercover Lover. Sorrento Star down the outsides running on. Tailamade Lombo first up from a spell. She's getting a little tired, but she's too classy for these mares, and who knows, she might be in the Miracle Mile next week. Tailamade Lombo won by 5 metres. Sorrento Star was a good run, as was Undercover Lover third.
After the New Zealand Cup Carnival, the Grand Circuit moved back to Australia for the $300,000 Miracle Mile at Harold Park on November 26th. New Zealand horses had won 4 of the past 6 Miracle Miles, but Holmes DG was the sole Kiwi runner in 1999. Barry Purdon, having his first Miracle Mile drive, took out Australasia's premier speed test for a record 4th time as a trainer, when Holmes DG speared through from the pole to hold the inside running, before leading throughout to claim the 1,760-metre Dash for Cash, rating 156.4. The first horse to win Harold Park's Triple Crown of feature races, the New South Wales Derby, Chariots of Fire and Miracle Mile, Holmes DG became the latest member of the elite Millionaires Club, with first prize money of $180,000 from his 20th win in 39 starts, taking his stakes tally to just over $1.1 million.
Greeny's filler on the inside after scrambling at the first turn, and last is Tailamade Lombo the mare. Siren sounds in the Aristocrat Miracle Mile of 1999, and it's Holmes DG with Barry Purdon looking at the infield semaphore board. The quarter 30.4, it's leisurely. 59.5 the half. Safe and Sound controlling the speed on the outside. Third Shattering Class, the WA horse locked away. Slug of Gin fourth on the outside from Breeny's filler and Tailamade Lombo. Leaders had it. Good Holmes DG at the 600. Leads by a metre to Safe and Sound. Third Shattering Class. Slug of Gin on the outside has had good enough a run. Then Breeny's filler and Tailamade Lombo. Halfway between the turns, 450 metres to go. Holmes DG a metre Safe and Sound. Tailamade Lombo broke at the back of the field. Third Shattering Class. That quarter 29.8. It's a slow Miracle Mile, and Holmes DG's doing it well. 2 metres in front. Second Safe and Sound. Here's Slug of Gin on the outside. Let go, but Purdon let the leader go. Holmes DG 4 metres in front of Slug of Gin. Safe and Sound dropped out. Shattering Class under the whip. Holmes DG in front. Slug of Gin trying to reach him. Holmes DG still in front. Slug of Gin is trying hard on the outside. Holmes DG in front. Slug of Gin can't reach him, and Holmes DG leads all of the way to win the Miracle Mile. Second Slug of Gin, and third Breeny's fella. Shattering Class had every possible chance.
After a more than pleasing post-Miracle Mile recovery by Holmes DG, Barry Purdon was convinced he would be crazy to knock back the chance to tackle the $100,000 MH Treuer Memorial at Bankstown on December the 4th. Purdon's decision to remain an extra week paid dividends when the Miracle Mile winner proved too strong for his rivals in the Treuer Memorial. There were a few anxious moments before Purdon and the second 5 syndicate started celebrating, however, when the driver of Slug of Gin, Alan Donahue, lodged an objection against the winner, which was subsequently dismissed.
Guy the trailer up to the turn to get the bell. Shattering Class, he's got his own way in front tonight. He's going along smoothly. Undercover Lover trails him. Slug of Gin's without cover. He's giving Holmes DG the lovely run. 1-1. Senior Yorkers on the inside. 3 back a length. The Bankura next. Zaganov leads the inside. Tailamade Lombo's a long way back. She's third last. King Star second last, and Tudor Deek Sky last of all. There's the bell. Shattering Class swings out of the straight, the leader. Undercover Lovers had a good trail on its back all the way. Slugger Gin the outside. A length to see New York. Holmes DG parked right behind them 1-1. Ben X trailing him on the inside. Zaganoff Lees. Then King Star, Tailamade, Lombo, Deek Sky. Sprinting down the back. Shattering Class the leader. Slugger Gin second around Undercover Lover. Holmes DG a length away. Yet to be called upon. See New York the inside held up. Then Ben X. Then Zaganoff Lees. King Star, Tailamade, Lombo, Deek Sky. Out of the back, Shattering Class, the leader. Slug of Gin is starting to close the gap now. Holmes DG is going to come up 3 wide. Undercover Lover behind them from C New York. Around the turn, Shattering Class led Slug of Gin. Holmes DG given full bore. Slug of Gin's gone to the lead. Holmes DG's after him. It's a rematch of the Miracle Mile. Slug of Gin, Holmes DG. Holmes DG takes the lead. It's too good, the Kiwi. He wins again, Holmes DG. Slug of Gin second. C New York third, and Tailamade Lombo rocketed home for fourth.
Countess Carla, an $8,000 purchase from New Zealand, dented some big reputations and created history when she showed a ton of courage to win the $100,000 Golden Nugget final at Gloucester Park in the second week of December. Trained at Bunbury by Noel Keeley and driven by leading Perth bainsman Lindsay Harper, Countess Carla held on to win by a nose in a 4-way photo finish, with only a nose and a short half head separating the next 3 horses. Her 6th win from 20 starts, Countess Carla became the first mare to win the Group 1 Classic in its 20-year history.
Turning into the straight for the bell now, and Countess Carla's been there from the word go for Lindsay Harper. 3/4 of a length away is the brilliant Victorian Camwood Coney, and he is pulling double against Manning. On the fence is Jet Power Ben, Paula's mate, 29.9 that quarter, the half, 61.7. On the inside is Little I Do. Gath's got nowhere to go. Make the Rules, still not popped the question by Lewis, the favourite. About to hook out now, I'd suggest. Then Social Aspect, Armbro Jet, Revenet. Further off Shimizu, and then Woodford Cam and Grecian Fella. Down the back they run by the Palms at the 500 in the Nugget final. The leader Countess Carla. A neck away Camwood Tony has popped the big question. That quarter 28.7. Then Paula's made under pressure. Jet Power Ben the rail. Stablemate of Countess Carla. Now Make the Rules is hooked out very deep. Geez, 4 wide coming to the turn. He needs to do plenty from there. And then Little I Do, Social Aspect. In the straight, Countess Carla still just the leader over Camwood Tony. Paula's mate, Make the Rules, is gathering them in now. Paula's mate and Make the Rules come at Countess Carla. Oh, it's a thriller in the Nugget. They're 4 across the track. Gee, I don't know.
The Grand Circuit focus moved back across the Tasman Sea for the $250,000 Auckland Cup over 3,200 metres at Alexandra Park on December 17. The Butt brothers, trainer Tim and reinsman Anthony, stole the show when they combined to win the Group 1 race with the little fancied Happy Asset at odds of better than 15-1. It was Happy Asset's 11th win from 72 starts, which also included 25 placings, and the winner's cheque of $150,000 advanced his stake earnings to almost $500,000.
First quarter of the last mile, so they come down and get the bell in the Sky City Auckland Cup, and Freeway Don, 3 out the leader narrowly in the centre. Homin Hose down on the inside then is Your Star there, followed then by Happy Asset. They wheel past the 900 metres. Breedy Fella Cigars become very prominent for Ricky May. There followed Mac Destroyer. Down on the inside then is Bogan Fella as they go through the half in the 60.3. On the outside, Richie. Down on the inside is Brooklyn Bridge, Facton on Verba. Then out Jan, last of all now is All Out Fella. They work down past the 600 metres, and the big tussle, You'll Star on the inside. Over on the outside is Freeway Don. Down on the inside is Happy Asset. Cigars 3 out. Home and Hose feeling the pressure maybe. On the inside the Breeny's Fella there, followed out then by Mac Destroyer. Round they come, 400 to go. Then Richie on the inside, then to Bogan Fella, followed by All Out Fella. Out and then we've got Brooklyn Bridge and Facton on Verba, but they swing round the bend in the Sky City Auckland Cup, and Your Star and Tony Shaw. They're shot 2 lengths in front of Happy Asset, who's into the clear. Breeny's Fella, here comes Cigar down the outside from Breeny's Fella. Your Star, Happy Asset loomed up on the outside, and Breeny's Fella throwing the inside. Happy Asset's in front of the cup though, and the Sky City Auckland Cup goes to Happy Asset. Second, Your Star. Third, Breeny's Fella. Cigar is fourth, followed Bogan Fella.
Stars and Stripes continued his domination of the New Zealand 3-year-old crop when he won the $100,000 Great Northern Derby at Alexandra Park a week after the Auckland Cup. The gelded son of New York Motoring raced 3 back in the outside line before taking the lead out wide on the home turn and then held off the challenge of Falcon's Blue Chip to win by a neck. Thanks to the slick pace set by the aptly named filly Quick Enough, Stars and Stripes rated 159.6 for the mobile 2,700 metres, only half a second outside the race and New Zealand record.
Running through the first quarter of the last mile in 31.1, and Quick Enough sets up a solid pace up front, led by 2 on the inside. London Express appears to be travelling nicely. Cool Hand Luke as they get the bell, then Hunker Heckling 3 back on the inner in the 1-1, and Executive Sit now is Mark from Eden. 4 deep on the markers, Falcons Blue Jean, Stars and Stripes on the outer, 900 metres to go in the Derby. They're followed then by Mighty Khan on the outside. Down on the inside is Easy Anvil in Seals to Sam, Straub's Buller Boy, Nad and Mighty Moment going through the half in 60.7. They quicken up the tempo towards the 700 metres. It's Quick Enough by a length and a half. Cool Hand Luke on the outside. Down on the inside is London Express. Mark from Eden, a nice run. The 1-by-1. 3 back on the inside. Marcus is Hunker Heckling. Stars and Stripes, the race favourite. Next on the outside. They're followed down on the inside. Falcons Blue Jean, then Mighty Khan. Easy Anvil, Straub's Buller Boy. On the inside then is going to be Silster Sam, followed by Nad and Mighty Moment. They're 250 or so out in the Derby, and it's Quick Enough, the leader now from Cool Hand Luke. Awaiting the passing lane is London Express. Stars and Stripes peeling out and around Mark from Eden as they go for home in the Crombie Lockwood Great Northern Derby. Stars and Stripes by Joves Ken Barron, and he just went whoosh and he's hit the front of the Derby. Inside the 100, Stars and Stripes, London Express, Falcons Blue Jeans rattling home. Stars and Stripes, Falcons Blue Jeans, Stars and Stripes won the Derby from Falcons Blue Jean. Then we had Silster Sam, that flashed up to figure in a photo with Mighty Khan.
Smart 3-year-old, Robust Rock, bred and owned in South Australia, but trained and driven by Victorian horseman Russell Thompson, returned to the state of his foaling to win the $25,000 South Australian Derby at Globe Derby Park on December 26th. In front of a big crowd that attended the historic Sunday night meeting, Robust Rock overcame a hard run over the latter stages to score running away by just over 10 metres, rating 2 minutes .2 for the 2,230 metre classic.
And Jeffrey Webster leads away with Pulp Fiction as they get the siren by 3 metres. Robust Rock, he has to do it tough facing the breeze. In third placing on the leader's back is Isa Tiger. Leader's a bit fired up here. Pulp Fiction, can he keep going? He wants to go quicker. Top Rain, 1 out and 1 back. Then Caramir Athena around the outside. Tarbox is coming quickly now. He's giving the leader a big start though, and Webster's still swinging on the leader. Then behind those on the inside, Designer Direct. Struggling is Young Rainbow. Around the outside, 15 letters are starting to wind up Aussie Land, and last of all, Excitable. Second quarter, 31.1. He can't hold the leader any slower. First half, 62. Survival of the fittest, though. He's not home yet. Pulp Fiction past the 400. He leads by 5 metres. Here comes Robust Rock around the outside. He's starting to lift now. Then behind those is Top Rain. Robust Rock, he looms up on the outside. He gets on level terms. Pulp Fiction pulled himself into the ground. He can't go on with it. Then behind those, Designer Direct down the outside. Robust Rock, he's home, Marshy. You've got the Derby, and Russell Thompson and Robust Rock are too good. Win by 12 metres. Designer Direct second in front of Pulp Fiction, then 15 letters. Top Rain not far behind.
Moody mare Tailamade Lombo, unplaced in both the Miracle Mile and the Treuer Memorial after galloping, was given another chance at Group 1 honours in the $100,000 Tasmanian Pacing Championship in Hobart on New Year's Eve. Connections were hoping to win the Grand Circuit event twice in a calendar year, after the mare beat Our Sir Lancelot and Anvil Star in the same race when it was held earlier in the year on January the 2nd. Tailamade Lombo careered away from her rivals in the home straight to post her 35th win with 10 placings from 59 starts. Stretching her earnings to just over $1.21 million, Tailamade Lombo joined New Zealand champion mare Blossom Lady as the only mares to top the $1 million mark in the Southern Hemisphere.
Is last. Grumpy Old Man, I think he's smiling at this stage with a lap and a half left to go. He's 1.5 metres in front of Camwood Tony, and third is Turbo Tyson. Fourth, the outside, Tailamade Lombo, and fifth on the inside, Zuganov leads. Then Simply Electric, followed further back by Anvil Star, trying to ease off the pegs as they come for the bell. They were followed by After Do. Well back in the field is Northern Brewer punching up along the inside, and Old Black Magic is last. A circuit left to go. Grumpy Old Man 1 metre in front of Camwood Tony. Tony. Turbo Tyson, then Tailamade Lombo. Simply Electric goes 3 wide around the outside. Back along the peg, Zuganov Lees is going to need a lot of luck from there. In the centre, Anvil Star, then Northern Brewer. After Do is off 3 wide, and Old Black Magic is last. Down the back, the final time. The leader is Grumpy Old Man. A couple of metres to Camwood Tony, feeling the pressure. Here's Tailamade Lombo zipping up on the outside to join and head Grumpy Old Man. They were followed by Turbo Tyson, Simply Electric. Zuganov Lees has got off the inside and running home well. Further back to Old Black Magic. They were followed by Anvil Star. After Do is second last. Northern Brewer is last. Tailamade Lombo dash to the front. Around the home turn, it's Tailamade Lombo from Grumpy Old Man. Turbo Tyson running on from Zuganov Lees, but it's 2 in a row for Tailamade. Tailamade Lombo draws away to win impressively. Tailamade Lombo first by 8 metres over Turbo Tyson. Zuganov Lees ran third.
Young Tasmanian trainer Mark Butler ended the century the best way possible when his classy 3-year-old, Joe's a Shy Guy, scored a magnificent win in the $25,000 Tasmanian Derby at the Royal Hobart Showgrounds on New Year's Eve. Driven by the state's leading reinsman, Barry Rattray, Joe's a Shy Guy led throughout and fought on gamely to hold off a strong interstate challenge from Jackatoris and Cosmic Ice to win by half a head, to provide Rattray with his first Derby success.
The bell looming up just over a circuit left to run, and Joe's a Shy Guy from Jackatoris travelling up sweetly on the outside. Third is Cosmic Ice with nowhere to go. Henry Halo in between horses as Highland Pride takes off 3 wide. Further back, the Fence Breaker getting into the 3 wide line. In between horses, then our Ticket back on the inside is Hazard from Yokohama, and Cam Strike's been shuffled out to last. Joe's a Shy Guy ahead in front to the back from Jackatoris, and Highland Pride working up 3 wide. Henry Halo is under the whip. Cosmic Ice with nowhere to go. And further back to our Ticket, they get away from Cam Strike, the Fence Breaker Yokohama. And back last of all is Azar. Great race in the Derby. 350 left to go. Joe's a Shy Guy. Jackatoris, Highland Pride a metre away. Cosmic Ice with nowhere to go from Henry Halo. Joe's a Shy Guy a metre in front. Jackatoris trying hard, then Highland Pride. Cosmic Ice can't see daylight in the home straight, and Joe's a Shy Guy in front. Jackatoris trying hard. Joe's a Shy Guy. Jackatoris. Cosmic Ice is late. Cosmic Ice is flying home. Joe's a Shy Guy, I reckon's one of the nose to Jackatoris and to head away third. Cosmic Ice, fabulous finish.